Good morning, dear students. Now let us move on to our next paper, that is polymer chemistry. So first of all, you have to know what is a polymer. So these polymers means they are organic compounds. They are formed from this carbon and hydrogen. Polymers are organic compounds, and also they are macromolecular compounds. Polymers are macromolecular, that means macromolecular. So polymers are macromolecular organic compounds, and also there will be small building blocks for each polymer. That means, for example, see ethene molecule CH2 double bond CH2, ethene molecule. See, while this pi bond is breaking up, what happens? This valency will be freed, isn't it? One more valency for each carbon atom will be there. So this becomes C single bond C. Two hydrogens are already there, CH2. Then one bond is broken, so that particular valency will be freed up. Okay, so what happens is that, so this is one part of a polymer. That means this we can call it as, this one particular group we can call it as a monomer. Okay, so if n number of ethene molecules are there, or if two CH2 double bond CH2, then what happens? One more repeating unit of this particular monomer will be happening. So if n molecules are there, then this will be in n times. Okay, so this particular unit will be repeating n times. CH2 single bond CH2, then two free valencies, they will be repeating n times. So this particular part, which is the repeating unit, it is called as the monomer of that particular polymer. Okay, so many monomer units will be combining together to form a macromolecular organic compound, and that macromolecular organic compound we can call it as a polymer. Okay, just like we are building a house with several bricks. Okay, we are building houses with so many bricks, and each brick we can call it as a monomer unit. And the total bricks altogether, these the bricks together, we can call it as a polymer, or that forms a house. Just like that, each brick, it is called as a monomer unit, and altogether we can call it as a polymer. Okay, so this is a simple definition for polymers. So polymers are macromolecular organic compounds, and also they are linked together by a large number of smaller molecules. And these smaller molecules, we can call it as a monomer. The smaller molecules, we can call it as a monomer. Okay. So the simple building units of a polymer. What do you mean by a simple building unit of a polymer? It is the monomer. Simple building unit of a polymer. What is it? It's a monomer. So you have to write the example also. Ethene molecule on polymerization. N molecules of ethene on polymerization, we will be having n times this CH2 single bond CH2. Okay. Then this repeating this repeating unit in a polymer molecule, that is here in this particular molecule, this ethene is a repeating unit, isn't it? So this repeating unit we can call it as a mer. Okay, the repeating unit in a polymer. Repeating unit in a polymer. So that repeating unit, it is called as the mer. Okay, mer. The repeating unit in a polymer, that is called as mer. That is here represented. Okay, mer. Then one more example, you have to write styrene. The formula for styrene is C6H5 CH double bond CH2. C6H5 CH double bond CH2. This is styrene molecule. So this double bond breaks, isn't it? Double bond breaks, and what happens? See here, one valency freed for this carbon, another valency freed for this carbon atom. So it becomes like this: C6H5, then single bond CH, one valency freed for this carbon, then for the second carbon also one valency is freed. Okay, So if n molecules of styrene are attached, what happens again? Another CH molecule, isn't it? This will be the repeating unit. This portion will be the repeating part. This will be the repeating part. This will be the repeating part. So it becomes CH, then again single bond CH2, again one C6H5 molecule, again another styrene molecule CH single bond CH2, then one C6H5. Okay, so this is the repeating part, or this is the monomer, and this particular macro compound or the polymer, it is called as polystyrene. Since styrene is polymerized, the compound is polystyrene. Okay, so this is another example for this polymer. Okay, so you can write these two examples if asked. Then the next heading, that is the degree of polymerization. Degree of polymerization. Degree of polymerization. See, here the number of repeating units, suppose 3 molecules of styrene, then we will be having 3 molecules of this styrene, isn't it? So the number of repeating units in a polymer, that is called as the degree of polymerization. Okay, the number of repeating units. The number of repeating units in a polymer. Number of repeating units in a polymer, that is called as degree of polymerization, DP. So here n number of styrene molecules are involved, so the degree of polymerization is equal to n. So normally for this polymer molecules, there may be hundreds or thousands or 10,000s of molecules joined together to form a macro organic compound or to form a polymer. So there will be several hundreds or thousands or 10,000s of polymers joined together to form a polymer. Such a large number of molecule will be a polymer. Okay. So here you have to calculate the degree of polymerization. I am representing it as dP. dP is equal to molecular weight of the polymer. Molecular weight of the polymer divided by molecular weight of the monomer. Divided by molecular weight of the monomer. So using this formula, we can calculate the degree of polymerization. The total weight of the polymer divided by the molecular weight of the particular monomer or a single part. Okay. So that gives the degree of polymerization. So this definition, it is important. Degree of polymerization, the definition is important. Next topic, that is regarding the nomenclature of this particular polymers. Nomenclature. See here, some of the monomers present in the polymer molecule, sometimes all the monomers are identical. Okay, the monomer units present in a polymer molecule, sometimes all the monomer units will be identical. Then we can call it as a homopolymer. If all the monomer units are identical, then we can call it as a homopolymer. And if the monomer units are having different chemical structure, or if they are different, then we can call it as a copolymer. See, monomer units are different means two or more different monomer units will be joining together there. Okay, 2 or more different monomer units will be present in such type of copolymers. Okay, at the same time, in the case of homopolymer, only a single type of monomer unit. If ethene, we already written the case of ethene and styrene, isn't it? So that's an example for a homopolymer. That means all the repeating units are styrene. But in the case of a copolymer, the repeating units will be different. That means 2 or more different types of monomers will be combining to form a copolymer. So the monomer units will be different in the case of a copolymer. Okay, so then we have to go through the examples for a homopolymer. For example, we had already written the example for ethene, CH2 double bond CH2 plus again another molecule CH2 double bond CH2 plus another molecule of CH2 double bond CH2. Okay, so here I am writing only 3 monomer units, and again the pi bond will be broken, isn't it? CH2 single bond CH2, CH2, then CH2, then this CH2, then this CH2. Okay, so total how many carbon atoms? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is a homopolymer. That means the repeating units present in this particular molecule, it is a single type of monomer unit, that is ethene part, isn't it? The ethene is the monomer which is repeating here. So this is an example for a homopolymer. Similarly, you can write another example that I had already written, that is the case of styrene. Styrene polymerizes to give polystyrene, PS, polystyrene. Styrene polymerizes to give polystyrene. That is also, polystyrene is also an example for homopolymer. Then the next is example for copolymer. Copolymer. Example for copolymer, that means the monomer units will be different. CH2 double bond CH2 ethene molecule plus a propene molecule CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2. See, 2 different monomer units are present, isn't it? Again CH2 double bond CH2 plus again propene molecule CH3 CH double bond CH2. Okay. Again another propene molecule. Then, so what happens? This bond will be broken. Here this bond, this one, this one. Okay. So the valencies will be freed. So CH2, single bond CH2. Then again, the next bond will be joining at this position, isn't it? This bond is broken up and the valency will be freed for this carbon atom. So CH, single bond, CH2, single bond. So here one CH3 group is present. The CH3 comes at this position. Then again these 2 carbon, CH2, single bond CH2. Then again at this position this bond will be joining. So CH, single bond CH2, then CH3. Okay. So this is another example. This is an example for a copolymer. So here what happens? The repeating units are ethene molecule as well as a propene molecule, isn't it? This is ethene and this is propene. 1 propene, isn't it? So the repeating units are different, hence it is called as a copolymer. Then again another classification is that this monomer unit, sometimes this polymer will be another classification. So this is one type of classification, that is homopolymer and copolymer. Then another classification, sometimes this polymer unit, sometimes it may be linear. It can be classified into linear, branched or cross-linked. Linear, branched or cross-linked. So again 3 types of polymers: linear, then branched and cross-linked. We can go through one by one. So here I am representing the monomer units by the letter M. Okay, M represents a monomer unit. M represents a monomer unit. So see this first example, M single bond, M, like that it goes on. Okay, see here all the repeating units are the same, isn't it? All the monomer units are M, so it is a homopolymer, isn't it? And also, is there any branching present in this particular polymer? No branching, isn't it? It is a straight chain, so we can call it as a linear. Since it is not branched, it is a straight chain, so we can call it as a linear homopolymer. Linear homopolymer. Okay, this is the first case. Okay, linear. For linear, the first category. Then I am writing another one, M1, M2, M1, M2, etc. See here the repeating units are M1 and M2. 2 different types of monomers are there, isn't it? So we can call it as a copolymer, and again it is a straight chain. So it is a linear copolymer. a straight chain polymer with different types of monomer unit. So we can call it as a linear copolymer. Then another category. So this is about the case of linear. Okay. Then the next one. M, 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 etc. Then here M, 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 like that. Okay. So here one branch is coming, isn't it? And also the monomer units are the same. So we can call it as a branched homo or copolymer. It's a branched homopolymer. Because the repeating units are the same, therefore it is homopolymer. Okay. Then another case, M1, M2, then M1, M2, then M1, M2, M1, here M1, M2, etc., M1, etc. Okay. So what about this case? This is a branched one, and also two different types of monomer units are there. That means M1, M2, etc. are there. So it is a copolymer. So we can say that this is a branched copolymer. Branched copolymer. Branched copolymer. Okay. So this is the second category, branched copolymer. Branched copolymer or branched homopolymer. Okay. So first one linear, second one branched, and the third one, that is the cross-linked polymer. Cross-linked polymer. Cross-linked polymer means suppose see here M, 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 etc. M, okay. So here these are interlinked, isn't it? The different monomer units are interlinked. So we can call it as a cross-linked homo or copolymer. It is a homopolymer, isn't it? All the repeating units are M. Cross-linked homopolymer. Cross-linked homopolymer. Okay. So these are the three different types of polymers, that is linear, branched and cross-linked. And among these, the homopolymer as well as the copolymer will be occurring. Okay. So then the next type of classification, homo chain polymers and heterochain polymers. Homo chain polymers and heterochain polymers. Homo chain polymers means if the main chain is made up of same types of atoms or same species of atoms. If the main chain it is made up of same species of atoms or same type of atoms, we can call it as a homo chain. That means all the units will be the same. See, for example, see single bond, see all the atoms are the same. All the atoms are carbon. So it is a homo chain polymer. Okay. Then the next is heterochain polymer. Heterochain polymer. Heterochain polymer means if the main chain it is made up of different atoms. If the main chain is made up of different type of atoms. Different type of atoms. Say for example, CO, 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 etc. Okay. So this is an example for a heterochain polymer. Here carbon and oxygen are there. At the same time, in the case of homo chain polymer, only carbon atoms are there. Okay. Then one more classification, that is the graft copolymers. It is very, very important. Graft copolymers. It will be asked in B part sometimes. Graft copolymers. Okay. Graft copolymers means they are branched structures, and also they will be having several branches, and also the branches will be entirely different from the main chain. Okay. Let me write one example. M1, 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 M1. Okay. It goes on. Then as branches, M2 will be coming. M2, 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 M2. Okay. See here, the main chain, this is the main chain, M1, etc. This is the main chain or the backbone. We can call it as the backbone. So this is the backbone of this particular polymer. And also this is the side chain or the branches. M2, this is one branch and this is another branch. Okay. These are the two branches. Main chain and the two branches. Okay. So here the monomer units present in the main chain and the branches are different. In the main chain or in the backbone it is having M1 monomer and in the branches it is having M2 monomer. So already we can say that this is a copolymer. That means different monomer units are present. It is a copolymer and also the monomer units present in the backbone and the branches are differing. Therefore we can call it as a graft copolymer. Okay, so that is why it is called as a graft copolymer. So graft copolymers means they are branched structures and the monomer segments on the backbone and branches will differ. On the backbone and branches will differ. Okay, so that is called as the graft copolymer. Hope you are clear with this graft copolymer. So you have to study the classification also. Sometimes it might be asked in A or B part for 2 mark or for 1 mark question. Okay. So then the next topic, that is regarding the tacticity. It is very important. Tacticity. See, tacticity means the orientation of the monomer units or the arrangement of the monomer units in a polymer molecule. Orientation or the arrangement of monomer units in a polymer molecule, it is called as tacticity. Okay, tacticity means orientation or arrangement, how a monomer unit is arranged in a polymer molecule. Okay, and sometimes the arrangement or the orientation will be in an orderly pattern or it follows a particular order, or sometimes it will be in a disordered manner. Okay, sometimes it will be arranged in an orderly or in a disorderly pattern. Okay, so here this based on this orientation, this tacticity, it is classified, the tacticity or the orientation of the polymer molecules, we can classify it into 3 categories. And the first one is isotactic, second one atactic, and the third one syntactic. Isotactic, atactic and syntactic. See, the terms are such difficult, but it is very easy to understand. The 3 types or the 3 orientations are isotactic, then atactic and syntactic. Okay, so first of all we can see what is an isotactic polymer. Isotactic polymer. See, isotactic polymer means, see, sometimes if the functional group present in a polymer molecule, if they are present on the same side of the molecule, or the arrangement if it is in an orderly pattern, then we can call it as an isotactic polymer. Okay, if the functional groups present in a polymer molecule will be on the same side of the chain. Okay, if they are present on the same side of the polymer chain, we can call it as an isotactic polymer molecule. See, for example, I am writing one structure. See, this is just like the structure of a glucose molecule or similar to that. Okay, HH, then I am writing as HR. R represents the alkyl group, then again HH, then HR, then HH, then the next one, that is HR. Okay, see here the arrangement, it is in an orderly pattern. So first hydrogen, see here carbon, hydrogen, then the next is hydrogen, carbon, then alkyl group, again hydrogen, hydrogen, then hydrogen, alkyl group. So it is repeating, this R group, it is repeating in an orderly fashion, isn't it? And also this R group, it is on the same side of the chain. isn't it? R group, it is present on the same side of the chain, so we can call it as isotactic polymer. Okay, then one more example I am writing. This is alkyl group in one direction, hydrogen in the other direction, then hydrogen. Okay, just representing this particular, no, not this one, another example. Okay, then the next one, R, then again hydrogen, then again hydrogen, another group, then the next one, R, hydrogen, hydrogen. Okay, see here, all the alkyl groups, they are present on the same side of the chain, isn't it? So this is another example for an isotactic polymer. Okay, and also the arrangement is in an orderly pattern. Okay, so you have to write these examples also if you are asked to write the isotactic polymer. Okay, then the next one, that is the atactic polymer. Second one, atactic polymer. Atactic, normally if A is prefixed, we can say that there is no tacticity or no orderly arrangement, isn't it? So there will not be any orderly arrangement for an atactic polymer. And if the so we can write the definition as, if the functional groups are present at random. If the functional groups are present are at random on both sides of the chain. If it is present in random, we can say that it is an atactic polymer, or we can say that there is no particular orderly fashion for this particular group of polymers for atactic. Say for example, HH, then RH, then HR, sorry, HH, then again RH, then again HH. Okay, so there is no orderly order for this particular group. Then again HR. So this alkyl groups, they are arranged at a random or on both the side chains, okay, on both the chains of the molecule. So it is an atactic polymer. And also example for an atactic polymer, that is polypropylene. Polypropylene. Example for an atactic polymer, polypropylene. Okay. Then the next one, the third category, that is the syndiotactic polymer. Third one, syndiotactic polymer. Syndiotactic polymer. See, here the functional groups, they are present in they are arranged in an alternating fashion. If the functional groups are arranged in an alternating fashion, we can say that it is a syndiotactic polymer. For example, see, first HH, then HR. Okay, then the next one is HH, then you have to write RH. Okay, so here alkyl group, it is coming in the opposite side, then again HH, then again HR. So likewise this goes on. So here the alkyl groups will be coming in an alternating fashion. The functional groups will be arranged in an alternating fashion around the main chain. So this is a syndiotactic polymer. Okay, the functional groups are arranged in an alternating fashion. So it is a syndiotic polymer, syndiotactic polymer. Okay, example, gutta percha. Sometimes you might have studied this compound. Gutta percha, sorry, gutta percha. Okay, GUTTAPERCHA, gutta percha. So these are some of the classifications of a polymer. Okay, so tacticity, it is very, very important. It might be asked in your section C, or now it might be asked in your section D part also. So tacticity, 3 types: isotactic, atactic and syndiotactic. I am not repeating this once again. You can watch the video once again. Okay, there is no meaning for repetition by me. Okay. So then the next video, it is regarding the functionality concept that we can see in the next session. Okay, thank you.